lurking in the woods of Orono, Maine, there's something waiting in the underbrush. Arms outstretched, ready to snag your pant leg, crawl up your body, and bite you.
We have protective gear. We wear these full cotton suits that stop them from getting on our arms and our legs.
This may sound like a scene from a Stephen King novel, but these researchers aren't searching for some supernatural creature. On a cold afternoon in November, they're searching for teeny pests called ticks.
It's surprisingly fun to participate in tick research. They sit in one spot and hold their arms up and quest. We have some very nice human bait, which is us, and we have a cloth attached to a dowel that we drag around on the forest floor, which will cause the ticks to be attracted to it and they'll grab onto it. We periodically check the drag cloths and we will collect any ticks on them.
Ticks are arthropods, closely related to spiders and mites. They feed on blood by latching on to animals. But currently, the species that causes people the most concern is the black-legged tick, also known as the deer tick.
The black-legged tick was first detected in Maine in the 1980s.
Allie Gardner is a professor at the University of Maine, and much of her teaching and research is about diseases transmitted by ticks.
My position was actually created direct in response to the growing burden of tick-borne disease in the state. And since then, I've really seen firsthand the tick densities and the human case burden growing pretty explosively.
Black-legged ticks can carry and transmit several diseases, including Lyme disease, which was first discovered in Lyme, Connecticut in the mid-1970s. Lyme disease can be treated with antibiotics, but if it goes untreated, it can cause serious health issues, such as nervous system damage and chronic arthritis.
Right now, Maine is ranked as the third highest Lyme disease incidence state in the country, and that's been really a recent phenomenon over the past 10, 15 years or so.
In response to this growing problem, scientists throughout the state of Maine have been focusing their efforts on better understanding ticks and the diseases they carry.
It's quite an interdisciplinary problem to confront. You've got dimensions related to the environment and the biology of all of the vector and host species involved, but there's also a really strong human component to tick-borne disease exposure risk because how we interact with the environment, how we modify the environment can really affect the environment for ticks and their hosts.
Here in this patch of woods, these UMaine researchers are trying to determine if ticks are more numerous in areas where certain plants grow.
There's been a lot of evidence that invasive plants might correlate with a higher number of black-legged ticks in an area. So what we're doing here is we're comparing sites with buckthorn, which is an invasive plant, to sites that don't have buckthorn on them.
So this is our buckthorn, and they're the plant that we're interested in because even though this one's alone, they tend to grow really densely together, which makes for good habitat for small mammals.
Black-legged ticks feed on a variety of animals, including small mammals like mice. Therefore, if those animals are living in the area, that may mean more ticks on the landscape.
We're also measuring leaf litter density, and we've got sensors measuring temperature and humidity. And we also have some trail cameras out to see if we can catch any deer or mice in the area.
After they're done collecting ticks with the cloth, which is known as tick dragging, they conduct a tick check, searching their clothes and skin for any stowaways. Diseases usually take several hours to be transmitted through a tick bite, so finding and removing ticks quickly is key to avoiding infection.
We have a bottle of 70% ethanol, and we just drop them right in. And that will keep them preserved so that we can identify them in the lab and so that they can be sent off for testing.
Looking at ticks at a microscopic level is key to understanding them. Nearby, at the University of Maine Cooperative Extension Tick ID Lab, researchers do just that in a state-of-the-art facility.
The tick lab itself kind of started in earnest in 2013 when we took over a tick identification program from some of our collaborators at Maine Health.
The lab provides a popular service. Anyone from the public can mail in ticks for free identification and a $20 testing for diseases. This service has grown in popularity over the years. To date, between 5,000 and 6,000 ticks are sent in by the public annually.
To submit a tick to the lab, all we really ask is that people complete a relatively short submission survey, and then they'll get a sample number. They pop their tick in a Ziploc bag and mail it to our lab here in Orono.
Here, Dill is looking at a black-legged tick or deer tick.
So with the deer tick, it tends to be this kind of round, dark brown or black spot on the back of the tick. And that's kind of something you can generally see without the aid of a microscope. You can kind of just look at a tick on the palm of your hand and generally see that spot on the back of the tick.
Often, people's skin will swell in reaction to the bite. And this makes the tick appear to be buried deeper into the skin than it actually is. After the tick is ID'd, it's tested for a variety of diseases.
As the ticks arrive here at the lab, they go through a freezing process to make sure that they're all dead. Then they come under the scope here. We do a morphological identification, looking at all these minute features to make sure that we're accurate in our tick identifications. From there, the tick then goes on to a machine that violently shakes them and crushes them up into little pieces so that we can access the DNA and the RNA that's within the tick to get at those pathogens. We're currently testing for Lyme disease, anaplasmosis, babesiosis, hard tick relapsing fever, and Powassan virus. We're also proactively testing for Rocky Mountain spotted fever, ehrlichiosis, tularemia, and Heartland virus.
All of this data is compiled in a report that's released to the public annually. A big part of the lab's mission is to keep the public informed with the most up-to-date information. In addition, the lab has also established 15 long-term monitoring sites throughout the state to track changes in tick populations over time. Plus, Dill works with other labs to share knowledge.
Everyone is really collaborative in nature when it comes to this tick-borne disease issue. Everyone's looking for solutions and is happy to share data, information, and resources.
It is certainly a national problem, not something that is strictly confined to Maine, and we do have a great community of researchers in the state, the region, and the country as a whole who are working on it.
This collaboration extending beyond Maine to other states is especially important. It's our best defense against new tick species as they migrate into Maine. Tick research is a daunting challenge, but rewarding in the way that it helps people stay safe as they continue to enjoy the outdoors.